Welcome to our video about frequently asked questions. These are questions that we have been asked about the MDCC virtual convention for this year, and hopefully this will be helpful for those of you that had these questions. The first question is, how will the centerpieces work? So there are centerpieces for 6 events. You'll want to really check the schedule that you've been sent to see when those centerpieces will be previewed, because that timing is important for you guys. So there are 6 event centerpieces. That's the Meadow Pajama Party, Judy Porter's Ice Cream is the Answer, the Marbled Halls Lulu Joins the Circus, BB Flockling's Looking for Tallulah, Bonica's Christmas at Braun's, and then the Farewell featuring Helen Skinner. With the exception of the Farewell doll by Helen Skinner, and that's because there's not an event doll for this, first dibs on all centerpieces will be given to virtual attendees who purchased the event doll. If they are not sold out, then second dibs will go to virtual attendees who did not purchase the event doll. All of the centerpiece dolls are going to be previewed before their respective events. And again, check the schedule for the times that those are going to be previewed. Because what you don't want to happen is timing is important here, and you don't want to miss the window to enter your name for the centerpiece drawing. So you'll want to check those out and be able to get your name in before they actually draw the names for the centerpieces. To get your name entered, you're going to text your name and the centerpiece doll you want to a number that will be provided. So for example, if I wanted the Meadow doll, I would text Allison Meadow doll to the number that they give out. If you don't have a texting capability, you can send a Facebook message and we will get your name entered in the drawing. The names for the centerpiece will be drawn in a live feed at the conclusion of the event, but you don't have to be present. So even if you're not able to watch the live stream where the names are drawn, you don't have to be watching that live. You'll get an invoice for the centerpiece from Modern Doll. But the timing is important. So for example, on Wednesday, September 16th, the Meadow doll is going to be previewed before the event, and then the event is from 8 to 9, and once that event is over, they are going to reveal the doll for the event, and then they're also going to draw for that centerpiece. So you want to make sure that you get your name in if you're wanting the centerpiece as they preview them. Another common question, do I need a cocktail to participate in Cocktails with Friends? No, no beverage at all is required. And some people have suggested doing hot chocolate or coffee or spiced apple cider instead of an adult beverage. It's whatever you want. You don't have to have any beverages at all, of course. The cocktail hours are listed on the schedule. It's Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday nights. And the Zoom link will be posted on the MDCC virtual convention page, and it will be marked as an announcement about 15 minutes before the scheduled start time. Number 3, where will the virtual convention happen? So there's several places you're going to need to bookmark on your device. The MDCC YouTube site, the MDCC virtual convention Facebook group, and the sales room once you're added. Remember, we're not adding anyone to the sales room until the preview day on Thursday. If you've attended the practices, you know kind of how this is going to go. Will be a live stream, then there'll be a YouTube link, then there'll be another live stream. So just kind of look through the practices that we've done, and that will help you familiarize yourself with how the actual convention is going to take place. Question 4, will I be able to access everything if I can't be there at the scheduled time? Absolutely you will. All the links to everything are going to be in a file in the Facebook group. And as they become available and go live, they're going to be added to that file. So even at the end of the convention, you can go pull that file and you'll have all the links to all the activities so you can look at them. The only thing you really need to adhere to the schedule about is the centerpiece dolls, because if there's a centerpiece you think you may want, you want to be around when it's previewed so you can put your name in to get drawn for that, for the chance to purchase. And for the live streams that we do, Facebook saves all the live streams to the Facebook group. So you can always go back and watch those later, but you want to pay attention to the timestamp on those. What I've noticed is with a lot of the live streams that we've done for practices, people will get on there 14 or 15 hours later and they'll think that it's still live and they'll be commenting as if it were a live video. So you really need to pay attention to the timestamps, and that'll help you figure out the order too that the live streams are in. So the oldest ones will of course come before the newer ones. Number 5 is, if I'm having tech issues, who should I contact? A lot of you have been reaching out to me directly for technical support. leading up to the convention. During convention, I may not have as much time to be able to provide individualized technical support, as I will be busy posting and running a lot of the things for the virtual convention. So we're going to have a thread specifically for tech support issues inside the convention page. It's going to be marked as an announcement. It won't be the top announcement because the latest event or seminar or demo is going to be the top announcement, but it will be there. So you'll need to go look at all the announcements, and in that thread, you'll need to post what type of device you're using. So for example, iPad, and you need to post the issue that you're having in the thread, and then somebody will get back to you to help you. Jen Denon has very graciously offered to assist us with technical support during this time. So she and I will be looking through those things and trying to help you guys out. That's kind of been the purpose of all these practices, is to really help everyone get things ironed out with their own tech, so when we go live, you kind of know what to do and you're an old pro at it. So another thing you can do, right before convention, is you can play around on Facebook and, look at albums, make sure you can get to albums either through photos or media, and make sure you know where files are, make sure you can see how the announcements are posted in the group. So all of those things will help make sure that you're able to access everything, and also can alleviate some frustration. I love this question. If I fear technology, what should I do? So my advice is borrow an adolescent. If you have a neighbor or a niece or nephew or somebody, those guys, they seem to be born with their smartphones in their hands, so they should be able to help you. But if you're not able to borrow an adolescent, you can post your issues in the tech support thread, and somebody will help you, whether it be me or Jen or somebody else. Number 7, how will the sales room work? So vendors are currently populating their albums with their offerings. Every vendor has a different way for how to purchase. Some are going to have you say mine, some have PayPal links, some are going to have you put your name if you're interested, and then they'll draw names. They're all going to have their terms and their albums. If you have questions about payment methods, please reach out to that vendor directly on Thursday before the sales room goes live, so that you know what to do. The link to the sales room is going to be posted Thursday morning for preview day. You'll need to ask to join, then you're going to be required to answer some questions. So what we're doing is we're not going to allow comments until sales actually go live, because what happens when people start commenting on photos is they populate up to the top of the news feed in that group, and it gets things jumbled up. And if you don't understand what we're talking about, on Friday when everybody starts commenting sold or mine or whatever, you're going to see how the timeline inside that sales room group gets all jumbled up. And so what we're just asking to keep things clean on Thursday, so that people can navigate easily for the preview, so they can kind of see everything that they're interested in, that you not comment on Thursday for any reason, just so that we don't bump all those photos up to the top. So on Thursday, really familiarize yourself with albums. You want to be able to get to albums. You want to be able to look at pictures and figure out how to navigate within that group. So that's part of the reason we're giving you guys the preview day, so that you can really make sure you understand how to get there, so that when sales go live, everybody knows exactly where to go and how to do it for what they're going to do. Question 8, I'm not on Central Time. How do I know what time these events are? Now, this is a tip that I use for knowing what time it is. I find a big city in the time zone that I'm interested in, and I add it to the world clock on my smartphone. I do this a lot for pre-orders of dolls that are in Europe or Japan or wherever. New Orleans observes CDT, which is the time that is on our schedule. So it might be a good idea to put New Orleans into your phone's clock, so that you always know what time it is as compared to yourself for the schedule. You can also use timeanddate.com/worldclock/USA/New Orleans, and that will tell you what the current time in New Orleans is. So those are some helpful tips for me to help you figure out where you are as compared to where we are on the schedule. Number 9, if there are leftover event dolls, can I buy them during convention? No further sales are going to take place for event dolls during the convention, but any extra dolls are going to be available in the MDCC souvenir shop after the convention, and there's the link to that shop if you want to check it out after the convention is over. Some other helpful hints: all of the latest information will be marked as an announcement in the Modern Doll Virtual Convention Facebook group. This is so it will remain at the top of the timeline. So every time you get in there, that's going to be the first thing. The latest thing is going to be at the top of the timeline. As we move to a different thing, the older ones will be unmarked as announcements, but they'll still be in the group for you to find. You might have to do some scrolling through the timeline, but they'll be there. Really familiarize yourself with the files section of the group as well. You can find our demo supply list, the schedule, and the list of the links as they become available are going to be there. So I hope you guys are going to have a great time. We've put a lot of work into this, and we're hoping that everything's going to run smoothly for everybody. But as always, we are here to support you. So if you have any further questions, go ahead and post them out there in the group, and we can get those answered for you. And looking forward to convention, and we'll see you guys soon.